Yeah, I'm Sendra Prashant, currently working as a lecturer professional in the Department of Physical Sciences and Technology. And under the new student orientation, there are several programs as mentioned by the Chandrika madam, the actual orientation coordinator. There are several programs to be planned to be conducted during your orientation for a period of 1 month, especially the English sessions, and as well as there are several IT sessions also being planned to be conducted. And if you have any queries, I think all of you have already navigated to the web page. I think everyone able to see the web page as well. Now I am sharing that one. So you can navigate to the particular web page link that has been already shared by the Chandrika madam. So once you navigate to the particular web page, you can find who are the department coordinators. So for the Department of Food Science and Technology, there's Kavindi Tennakon, and for the Department of Food Science Technology, there's another person as well, Mr. Pramod Bandara. Similarly, for each and every department, there are several doctorates, madam, as well as there are senior lecturers and as well as lecturers, and there are several there are several people responsible for you to, in case of any emergency or if you have any queries, you are feel free to ask from them. Their associated email address also have been mentioned within the website. You can navigate to the website, and if you want to uh, make contact with them, you easily send an email, proper email. So yeah, and as well as the IT help desk, Ms. Chaturani Etiarachi belongs to the Department of Physical Sciences, and myself and Mr. Susiri Dias, and as well as there's a guy called Chalna, Mr. Chalna Jayaratna. All are there. So if you have any queries, you are feel free to ask from us as well. You can send an email, and once you click on this program schedule operations, sorry, once you click on this program schedule option, you will be navigate to a page like this, and according to the sessions that was mentioned by Chandrika madam, so you can easily identify what are the sessions to be conducted. So since it's today, we are only planning to conduct only one IT session since it's a beginning day as a first day. So I have planned to do a session on Zoom. So because first of all, you have to be familiar with a Zoom. Then we are going to discuss about the Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and the Google Suite. The Google Suite means the Google Docs, Google Sheets, and as well as yeah, the email consents, how you have to send an email to an professor or a lecturer or whoever it is, how to send a professional email, and you are usually familiar with sending text messages. So we are going to discuss about how to send an email, and as well as there's a platform called LMS. You will get to know about that one. Learning Management System. There's a platform called LMS, known as Learning Management System. With the help of that particular system only, you are going to get your materials, the course materials, which means the lecture slides, whether it can be a PDF or there can be quizzes conducted by using that particular platform. So we are going to discuss about that platform as well. And along with that one, yeah, there will be a separate sessions will be conducted. If there's any time, there will be separate sections conducted on the basis of the IT especially. And along with that one, there are several sessions conducted. The feeling lucky at Sabrok University, there's a special session conducted. What are the features and the facilities that we have it in our each and every department? And there are separate department sessions as well, because each and every one of you have belongs to a certain department, and there are several sessions will be conducted on the basis of the department as well. So this is the program schedule, and finally you have to do one talent show as well. That one also mostly virtual, since we are currently figuring out and resolving the issues with the economic crisis and the pandemic situation. We are now resolving and now moving up to the real world scenario these days, revolving around from the previous case. So yeah, that's reviving from the previous case. So in order to avoid that one, so these are some of the stuff, and as well as the sessions going planned to be conducted. And today, as I have mentioned earlier, the Zoom is kind of one of the important platform you have to be aware of. Some of you are already aware of that one. Just click on the link and navigate to the particular platform. And so some of you are already familiar with this one, and some of you are not familiar with. This is the first time that you are going to heard about Sammadya. This is the first time that you are going to heard about a platform called Zoom. So most of the time, especially your first year, first semester subjects will be conducted through the Zoom, since we have only limited facilities within all the universities they are currently facing, because all of there are around 5 batches to be completed. So they are already, we have overwhelmed with a number of students within the university premises. We have to conduct the examination, evaluation, and as well as sorry, accommodating the hostel facilities as well. Because especially in Sabargam University, we are providing hostel facilities for the 4 years, not other than the other universities, because they are providing only for 2 years. But within the Sabaragamulla provinces, we are providing the hostel facilities for the 4 years, entire 4 years. So that's why it's difficult for us to accommodate all the students together in a one time. So that's why we are maintaining this much of a separation. Even though you are new freshers, we are maintaining this kind of a separation and conducting online sessions even during this hard time. We can understand that you are facing some hard times in joining to the online sessions, and as well as uh, to the listening to the session and grab the sessions going on. But anyhow, we are trying our best to provide you whatever the stuff that we can explore ourselves, and you have to be aware of that one as well. And again, first of all, welcome you all to the Faculty of Applied Sciences, and all the best for your future endeavors. And as I have mentioned earlier, so as I mentioned earlier, today we are going to discuss about a platform called Zoom platform. Yeah, and another important thing, and if you have any queries, you are feel free to ask via the chat. But anyhow, I will explain what are the options are especially available within the chat, and what are the rules and regulations. Another important thing, rules and regulation. This is the one and only Zoom session will be conducted for your entire orientation period. So be aware of that one, and each and every recording will be shared with you all. Once after the session completed, the recording will be also everyone you will receive the recording as well. Anyhow, you should be aware of each and every important options that are available with Zoom, because it's too much important these days. Okay, we will start up the session as we have already discussed. So Zoom is a kind of a platform. Some of you have already heard about Skype. I can guarantee that all of you have heard about a platform called Skype. Likewise, there's a platform called Google Meet, and there's a platform called Microsoft Teams that facilitated by the Microsoft. But those applications are, especially the Microsoft Teams, that's too much complicated compared to the Zoom. It's not that much user friendly. User friendly means it's difficult for you to handle the Microsoft Teams as well as the Google Meet. There are only less kind of options. So in order to facilitate the user friendly, which means you have to handle just clicking on the buttons, you have to handle the stuff. At the same time, you have to be aware of, you should be, you can do the stuff within the limited time, and you have to be facilitated with all the features according to the features. What are the features that you require? So to enable or accommodate that one, there's a platform called Zoom. So we are going to discuss about what are the important features that you should be aware of with the help of the Zoom. You should be aware of that one. So we are going to discuss about that one now. So from this GIF image, from this image, you can able to see, you can chat. So the virtual conferencing, it's a kind of a virtual conferencing tool known as Zoom. So you can interact with your friends or whoever it is, and you will be get to know about, we can use it as a teaching aid. And as well as you can make calls, office calls can be maintained, and as well as meetings and rooms. There's a concept called breakout room. I will explain each and every stuff, because each and every stuff that you should aware of in order to uh, begin your career, begin your education, which means begin your undergraduate period. You should aware of certain features that are available with Zoom. So we will discuss each and every component that you should aware of with the help of the Zoom. Okay. And, if you have any queries, you are feel free to ask via the chat, or you can unmute your microphone and you can ask the question. So I will explain each and every component in a clear manner. So as a first of all, rather than reading the slides and stuff, in here, logging into your classroom for the first time, clicking on the meeting link. So around 247 people, along with myself, 249 people are there already joined within the particular session. Then I can guarantee that you all are aware of how to click a link and navigate to the Zoom. So you will be receiving the link like this from the official orientation committee email. You already received that email. Once you click on the link, you will be navigate to the Zoom account, and it will be open up. There's an option called Open Zoom Meetings. Yeah, here, Open Zoom Meetings. So once you click on that one, if you have your desktop, and another important thing, I can aware that all of you can't afford to a laptop. Yeah, okay. I can aware that all of you can't afford to a laptop. Afford to a laptop means you can't buy the laptops. So for that reason also, the Zoom can be facilitated in if you have the iPhone or an Android phone. Android phone means the Samsung, the other phones, the Vivo, and all the stuff. Those phones also can be facilitated with Zoom. They are within the Play Store. You can find Zoom. At the same time, within the App Store for the users who are using the Mac version, so especially the Apple products, whether it can be an iPhone or an iPad or whatever it is, those who are facilitated with those kind of the devices also can able to download the Zoom from the App Store. Similarly, there's a Zoom platform available for the desktop as well. So you will be finding.
අනේ පුතේ තේරෙන විදියට කියලා දෙන්න කියලා තමයි කියන්න තියෙන්නේ.
First of all, who is SP Malsha as a first requirement? As a first requirement, I'm mentioning you have to unmute your microphone within the classroom itself. Otherwise, you will be get notified. SP Malsha. 21 APP 52 17. Mute your microphone. Dasun Sandruvan, mute your microphone. So just type it in the Google. So if you have the desktop application, if you have the laptops, just type it in the Google Zoom download. Just type it in the Google Zoom download. So download Zoom for Windows. So you can just click on the particular link. Here you can identify the Zoom desktop client. Just click on this one. And otherwise, there are several plugins as well available for that one. You do not need to worry about that one. You have to just click on this download option, and the download setup will be downloaded within your desktop or whatever the computers that you are going to have. And you have to click on this download option to download the particular setup file, the Zoom setup file. Hope everyone get my point. And yeah, that's all for the first installation process. You just click to click on. If you do not have the Zoom also, there will be no issues. You can just once you click on this link, it will ask whether you are going to install the Zoom or not. Or otherwise, you can open up the Zoom link from the browser itself. There will be no issues. So to attend a class, simply click on the teacher's link using the Chrome or a Firefox or Safari browser, and you will be able to direct it to the meeting. Which means it's not mandatory. It's not compulsory that you should have the Zoom account, Zoom application installed within your computer. If you do not have also, there will be no issues. You will be directed to any of the web browsers. I think all of you, I can assure that around 245 people have experience in surfing the website. At least you are surfing for the Facebook or the Instagram or an whatever the application that you are familiar with, the social media application. You already know how to surf. Surf means search. So similarly, once you click on this particular link, it will navigate. It will redirect to the meeting automatically. You do not need to do anything, even if you don't have the Zoom installed. Even though if you have installed the Zoom within your laptops, there will be no issues. So make sure that you are attending the correct teacher's class at the right time. Another important thing for your entire lectures, for your 4-year semesters, I don't know how many semesters going to get conducted online, and as well as how many, most of the semesters. I think I can assure that around out of your 8 semesters, 7 semesters will be conducted physically. I don't know whether sometimes there's in case of any unavailability of the facilities or resources, there can be some sessions that can be conducted online. We can't assure that one because according to the period that we are currently facing. So that's why, so most of the sessions will be conducted online, or sometimes the sessions will be conducted physically. Yeah, anyhow, you should be aware of that one. And make sure for your entire lectures that you are going to attend online, please before at least 10 minutes before the session. And if you could not be able to join the session, inform the respective lecturers or the department coordinators in beforehand, which means before 10 minutes. So before half an hour, if you have an internet connectivity issue or a electricity issue or whatever it is, make sure some of you are thinking that we can't take attendance through the Zoom. That's not the case. We can identify how long you will be in a particular session, how active you are each and every. There are several activities that can be facilitated through the Zoom itself. So with the help of that one, we can keep track of each and every one of you. I hope everyone get my point. So there's an attendance sheet that can be downloaded from the Zoom itself. So don't consider, all of you are thinking from your senior batch and all stuff, all of they are thinking that the Zoom, with the help of the Zoom, we can't take attendance and how long will be there in the particular lecture or meeting. We can't get that one. That's not the case. We can identify it because we have the activated Zoom account, premium Zoom account within the university premises. Each and every lecturer, we have the premium Zoom account. So with the help of that one, we can identify how long a particular participant has been available within the lecture by calculating, and the each and every minute will be calculated. So keep aware of that one. And we will discuss what are the code of conducts, what are the practices that you have to follow to join a particular lecture. We will discuss each and everything one after another. So then logging into the classroom for the first time, downloading Zoom, we already discussed. You have to download that particular setup file, the setup.exe file. If you are using the desktop computer, the setup.exe file, executable file, will be downloaded. You have to double click on it. You have to just click on next in order to install the Zoom application. So the initial Zoom panel will be look like this. So I will show up a panel. So once you go to the Zoom panel, the initial Zoom panel will be look like this. Already the meeting is going on, so that's why in progress. You are not going to get the panel like this with every functionalities, but you are with limited functionality. So if you are using since you using the personalized Zoom account, you will be getting limited functionality rather than every functionality that I'm going to show it in here. But the each and every important functionality that you should be aware of will be discussed within this session. And then you have to click on this run. And if you're downloading to a tablet or mobile device, Zoom application can be downloaded from the App Store or an iStore, or whatever the store, the Zoom application is available. Whatever the operating system that you are using, whether it can be Ubuntu or Linux or whatever it is, the Zoom application is available. So you do not need to mention that I'm not going to access the Zoom. There will be no possibility. So you can download. And if anyone have facing some issues in downloading and installing the Zoom, you are feel free to ask anytime from the IPT help desk and any lecturers from within the university premises. And login into your Zoom account for the future classes. So which means if you click on the link and join again and again, there will be an issue if you do not have the Zoom account, because if you have already downloaded an account and if you sign in with your name, then there will be no issues. If you each time, if you are joining a session, you do not need to rename yourself, but otherwise you have to rename yourself. When you log into the classes in the future, after your first class on Zoom, you will see a pop-up after you click on the class link, open Zoom meetings. So once you click on the particular link, if you do not have the Zoom application, you will be getting a message like open Zoom meetings. So once you click on that one, you will be navigate to the particular meeting. And another important thing, I am the host for the particular meeting. Host means who is the person responsible for creating the link. So according to our case, the orientation coordinator. So in case if you are going to, you will be receiving links from the instructor or a lecturer or a professor or whoever it is regarding to some other meetings. The person who is creating the link is known as the host. So please wait for the host to start this meeting. So you have to be patient until the host, the particular responsible lecturer or whoever it is, going to start that meeting. You will be getting a response like this. Please wait for the host to start this meeting. This is a recurring meeting, means the frequently happening meeting, the continuously happening meeting, monthly basis or weekly basis. Otherwise, you will be getting a meeting link like the meeting going to get started soon. And if you have tried to join your class. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my register number is 21 APE 5364.
Okay.
This days my laptop camera has some damage. Then I am looking for join with my phone.
There will be no issues.
It's
That's what I
only-
have mentioned. Yeah. That's not an issue. So if you're using a mobile phone and as well as the tablet or an tablet or a tab or an iPad or whatever the devices that you are joining, there will be no issues. That we are aware that you are all are not facilitating with all the electrical devices. So that's what I have
Okay,
mentioned.
sir, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, give me yeah. So if you are facilitating with the devices, whatever the devices that you are going to facilitate with, whether it can be a mobile phone or a tab or a laptop computer, you are feel free to use that one with the help of the particular device. I can aware that 247 students should have the mobile phone, at least a mobile phone. Sure, definitely we are in the smart world and the smart world era. So everyone have at least a smartphone. So you should aware of the Zoom as well. And you already have installed, or otherwise you can install the Zoom from the App Store or an iStore, which means the App Store or Play Store. Sorry, App Store or Play Store, you can have that application downloaded. And then you'll be getting an panel like this. And until the host start the meeting, you have to be patient, which means sometimes the lecture get some time, or there will be some internet connectivity issue or some other purposes. So you have to be patient for a period of time. And then sign into the classes. So here, once you log in, once you click on the sign in option, you will be asked to enter the name. So here there's an option, checkbox here. Remember my name for the future meetings. So you should be aware of that one. This will be mentioned within this session only. So while you are joining the particular session, or once after you join the session, you should have your name as with your index number or registration number, and then your name. Index number and the registration number, and along with your name. And other than this, if you are using any other names, you will not be identified as a student belongs to a particular department. Hope everyone get my point. So if you are, for an example, if you are mentioned a name like this XXX or something like that, how I can identify you are the particular person, and you are not allowed to continue your sessions, and you will be get notified while taking the attendance. So keep remember that I think all of you get the registration number from the university. Each and everyone, for an example, some of you get 19, sorry, your number starts with, yeah, your number starts with 21 APE number 0000. For an example, 21 APE, you will be getting a number like, according to the department, you will be getting a number like 21 APE, 3333. So likewise, according to the department, you are receiving the number. So for an example, for the natural resources, the students who belongs to the natural resource department, you are receiving the number as 21 APN. And those who belongs to the physical science department, you are receiving the number as 21 APP. And the PE guys, especially the sports science and physical science education department, you are receiving the number as 21 APE. So similarly, each and every department and the students belongs to each and every department, you are receiving the register number from the university. I should be aware that all of you have. So at least you should have your number, at least minimum requirement, at least you should have your number. Otherwise, if it's possible, you can have your number along with that one. That's a 4-digit number actually. Along with your number, it's better if you provide your name, first name or a last name. That's up to you. But if the name that can be identified or you are using frequently, it's better to have your name with a particular, along with the index number and the name, followed with the index number and your name. Hope everyone get my point. If anyone have any issues, please let me know. I have show up one example as well.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, can I know when the day that our class to
that will be informed later.
start?
Since today is the session, you have to be aware of the session. That will be informed later. You have 1 month period orientation session. After that only you will be get notified with the lectures and stuff. I don't know why you are too much aware of starting the session directly, starting the lectures directly, because some of you are, I think you may be familiar with English stuff, but some of you are difficulty in grabbing the things and not familiar with English stuff. So that's why they are providing a free session on English and as well as the IT, because all of you are going to work with Word and the Microsoft tool, Microsoft applications likewise. So it's difficult for you to follow up for the 4 years. Some of you are not aware, and some of you who don't have the capability, and as well as they have to think about the monetary side. So that's why until the one month every session finished only, you will be get notified when your sessions actual lectures belongs to each and every department going to get begin. So do not need to aware. I think no one have this question after this. And I will give time. And another important thing, I will give time since we have limited time. Once after the session, you are feel free to ask the question. Don't interrupt me while I'm doing the session. Okay. So the first name and the last name, and click on join meeting. You will be able to join the meeting. And yeah. And checking your video. Another important thing that was mentioned by the head of the department. All the head of the departments have mentioned me to inform this one. So if you are mistakenly switch on the video, or if you are mistakenly, there's an option called start video. So I will show up that where you can find that option. So this will be the panel that you are going to get, but these options will not be available to you. Yeah, these options will not be available to you. What are the options here? You will be getting this. This option will be there. In your case, this option will be there. The unmute and the mute option will be there. Start video option will be there. Security option will be there, and the participants option will be there. This polls options means is actually it's like voting. This option will not be there in your case. In your system, you don't have this option, and this chat option is there, and you don't have this. You don't have this the apps option, and as well as the whiteboard option you don't have. So because this is a premium account that we are using, with a premium account, certain options will be available to your case, but you should be aware of what is mean by this similar to a mic. This one we call it as a microphone operation. What is the microphone that you are going to use? And start video. You should be aware of each and everyone. Some of you are login through the system. Login through the system while sleeping, which means within the bed or wherever it is. You should be aware of you are proper dressing, you are using the proper dress, and as well as you should aware of the place that you are sitting on. So if you mistakenly switch on the video, that's actually make disgusting of for the every participants that join in the meeting. Hope everyone get my point. So for an example, if you are joined through the bus, you are traveling through the bus and joined to the orientation session, make sure that your video has been not switched on. If mistakenly switch on also, make sure that it has been switched off as soon as possible. Otherwise, there will be no problem for us. It's actually disgusting the every participant within the meeting joined. So make sure that one. And while you are joining the lecture, make sure that you are properly dressed. Otherwise, sometimes there's a possibility the Viva can be conducted through the Zoom. Then during that time, you will be asked to switch on the video, especially the mini project evaluation, final year project evaluation, the proposal evaluation. So during that time, the lecturer would ask to tell you to open up your video. So during that time, make sure that you have facilitated with the proper dressing. Okay. So join with a video, you have to select the video settings. So sometimes you are using the webcam, or otherwise sometimes you are using the mobile phone camera. So you have to select this one there. By clicking this arrow, you can select the whatever the camera you are going to facilitate with your session. So you can choose that one. And there's an option called choose a virtual background. Choose a virtual background means sometimes you are in a place that's not look nice or look not prominent to show up to your participants by your face. So you have an option called choose virtual background. By selecting that virtual background, you can change it. You can select a background and you can change the background that you want. So for example, in this case, the background has been home. She's in a nice place. So then there will be no issues. If you are looking or sitting in a clumsy place or a noisy place along with dust and stuff, you can avoid that background that appear behind you by changing the background, by just clicking on this choose a virtual background. Hope you get my point. And the setting up of audio. I think all of you have seen this one. Once you click on the particular link that was shared by the Chandrika madam, which means the orientation coordinator. So once you click on this link, you will be getting initial panel like this. You will be receiving receive this panel. And within that panel, first of all, you have to ensure that this option has been selected. Otherwise, your microphone has been not enabled for your entire session. If you do not click this link while you are joining, you are not allowed to use your microphone. In case if you have a query to be asked or question to be asked from the lecturer, you are not allowed to ask. With the microphone will be disabled if you do not select this any either of the option, first one or second one. And if you close this one without selecting either of this option, you are not allowed to talk to any of one within the particular session. Hope you get my point. Join with a computer audio. This will allow you to use your microphone and speakers or headset connected to the devices in order to hear, in order to hear something from the session, and as well as if you want to talk something or if you have any queries to be asked, make sure that the join with computer audio or a test speaker and microphone option has been selected, and make sure that the initial option has been selected in order to talk with everyone and get to hear that whatever the speech is going on or whatever the session is going on. Everyone get my point. And then, as I have already mentioned, if you mistakenly join with your siblings' mobile phone or whoever the friend's mobile phone, in order to change your name, you have to, there's an option called participants. Everyone can see this from your Zoom account. There's an option called participants. So once you click on this participant option, you will be get a panel like this. In my case, 253 participants along with myself, you will be getting a panel like this. And within this panel, here there's an option. Once you click on your name, this is if for an example, there's a guy called 2122 Saman. So I'm going to click his. There's a three dot option. So I'm going to click his bullet option, and here there's an option called rename. The other options are not showing to you. May cost, put in waiting room. Some of the options will not be appear to you since you are using your personal account. Since it's a premium account, it will be shown like this. And pin, may cost, rename, put in waiting room, remove, report. So in this case, I'm going to rename myself. So in this case, 2122 Saman. So otherwise, I'm going to rename myself. So I'm going to click on here, and then there's an option called rename. So you will be getting a panel like this. I'm going to rename myself as Srinidhan Prashant 1. So just once I click on this change, my name has been changed to Srinidhan Prashant 1. Similarly, make sure that you are using your index number along with your first name and the last name. Otherwise, it's difficult for us to grab, and you will be lose your attendance for your entire orientation session as well as during your lectures if the lecture has been conducted virtually. So make sure this option has been selected, and the proper appropriate whatever the name that you are going to tend to be used by the department as well as that you have registered within the student affairs. Make sure that the same name along with your index number has been used for your entire session. Hope you all get my point. So hover over your name and click more and rename and type your full name, whatever the name that you prefer. But in your case, you have to be specified. In my case, I don't have the index number and stuff. So in your case, you have to be specified with your index number. You have to specify index number, then your full name, which means first name and the last name. Hope everyone get my point. And then this is another important option that you should aware of that one, because sometimes, so for an example, if there's a practical going on, especially for all the students. So if there's a practical going on or whatever the subjects going on, if there's a query you have to ask, or if there's an issue that you are going to, for an example, you are creating a computer program by using the C. C is the one that you are going to discuss in earlier. So the C program, you are compiling something and you are getting a response as error. So how did you get clarified? How did you convey that message to the particular lecturer or responsible instructor or demonstrator? How you are going to convey that particular message? So in that case, you have to share the screen. So here there's an option called new share in this screenshot that has been taken from the previous version of Zoom. So you'll be getting a panel like this, and here there's an option called share screen. Here there's an option called share screen. In my case, this screen has been already shared. Otherwise, you will be getting a panel like this. So this is the original panel that I'm currently using the panel. So here there's an option called new share. So if you have already shared, there's an option called new share. Otherwise, there's an option called, if you already share your screen, you will be getting an option called new share. Otherwise, you will be getting an option called share screen. So once you click on this share screen option, you will be getting a panel like this: screen, whiteboard, iPhone or iPad. So you can share your phone screen as well. So don't tell that to any of the lecturers that I can't see, share my phone screen. Phone screen also can be facilitated, can be shared that option also now available. So don't tell and don't get caught once if a particular lecture has been asked you to share your mobile phone, even if you are using a mobile phone. So you'll be getting a panel like this, and within that panel, make sure you are sharing the appropriate screen. For an example, you are watching a film in another browser or something like that, and mistakenly, if you share that screen, everyone will be get notified. So make sure that you are sharing an unwanted content has been not shared, a proper content that you tend to share, that you are asked to share, or that you are willing to share, show to every people. That particular screen has been selected. So for an example, in this case, this screen consists of a PowerPoint slide, and this screen consists of an empty blank space. So you have mistakenly shared this tab rather than this tab. So there's an error. So make sure that you are sharing a proper screen, the appropriate screen, the suitable screen. So make sure that one as well. And there's an option called breakout room. So this is too much important because for an example, some of you
Excuse me,
think
sir.
that yeah.
Excuse me, sir. I am using Zoom on my phone. In Zoom, on phone, the panel there is no security option and screen share. What can I do for that, sir?
Mobile phone, the screen share option is there. Who told that there will be no share option? Okay, sometimes the security option will not be there since you are using your personal Zoom account. The share option will be there in your mobile phone. You have to search for it. You have to search for it.
Okay,
Definitely,
sir.
the share option will be there.
Okay, sir. I search it.
Okay. Okay. Then another important
But
thing.
security option is not there, sir.
Since you are using your personalized account, the security option will not be there. I'm using the premium account, so that's why it's showing that. Yeah, you do not need to worry about that one
Okay.
because it's not required for you. At any cost, it's not required for you. So you do not need to worry about
Okay,
that
sir.
one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
another important thing, most of you think that the group activities cannot be conducted by the Zoom. That can be possible. There's an option called breakout room. So here from the screen itself, you can easily identify there's a concept called breakout room. So I will show up that one as well. So I'm going to create one breakout room, create. So there's an option called breakout room. So I think you get notified there's a breakout room has been created. There are 3 breakout rooms created actually. So all of you are now joining to the breakout rooms. So I'm going to close all the rooms. So some of you have experience with, I have created a sample breakout room and you are allowed to join. It will ask you to join the particular breakout room. So you are, I think so all of you are currently joining that one. And again, you are joining to the session again. Similarly, so I think all of you are aware of that one. What is mean by a breakout room? That room has been created and you will be get notified. You have to join to the particular breakout room. So similarly, the group activities will be conducted by using a breakout room via the Zoom. So you will not be have that option since it's a premium account. Only you have that option, but this can be created by each and every lecturers, and the similar concepts has been created and used within your English sessions as well. So you should be aware of that one. That's what we are discussing the Zoom session on this as a initial session, because there will be several breakout rooms will be created according to your group in your English sessions as well. So that's why you should aware of these breakout rooms as well. So once you click on this one, you will be get a panel like this, joining breakout rooms, breakout room 1 or whatever the name of the room can be given. You have to join to the particular room. And then those are the basic features. Those are the basic options that you should be aware of. And other than that, there are several practices. There are several practices, the code of conduct, as means the code of practice that you have to be follow while you are joining to a particular lectures, joining to each and every particular lectures and as well as the sessions. And there's a concept. We have a concept in the premium account here. You can all should be aware of that one. So if these are the participants that join to the particular session. If I click on the particular participant and click on through the premium account, if I click on that particular dot option, so there's an option called putting in waiting room. If you are misbehave means always unmute your microphone and telling something, or you are in a disgusting place by telling something, or you are in a noisy place to interrupt the lectures continuously, we have the capability to put you in waiting room, or there's an option called remove. We can remove if you make interruption to the entire session, similar to the classroom. So if you make any disturbance to the other students, not to make the well aware, or if you have any disturbance to make them to listen carefully, so we have the authority to remove you from the particular session. So make sure that you have moved to your microphone, and as well as, even though if the lecturer required only, you are willing to, you should unmute your microphone and give the response. And you should, if you want, you can start up the video, but make sure you are in a proper place with a proper dressing while you are disclose yourself with the help of the video. And if you are making any interruption or sounds and unmuting, make sure that you are muted during the entire session, even though if you have queries to be asked from the lecturers. So I can assure that all the lecturers are willing to respond to your question if you are unmuting yourself. And there's an option called raise hand. How many of you, I don't know how many of you have noticed. So here within the panel, I forgot to mention that one. So here there's an option called reactions. I think everyone is able to see. There's an option called reactions. So here there's an option called reactions. So once you click on this one, there's an option called raise hand. Or otherwise, there's an option called raise hand. So by clicking that one, I'll be get notified that you have a question. I'll be get notified that you have a question. With the help of that one also, you can facilitate the host that you are going to have some questions, so you can raise your hand. So that one also possible. I forgot to mention that one earlier. So then make sure that you have unmute your microphone other than the real world scenario. If you have any query, mute your microphone and as well as the video as well. That's too much important. And there's an option called chat that's available. And if you are going to, okay, there's an option called chat here. So once you click on this chat option, you will be getting a panel like this. Once you click on this chat option, you will be getting a panel like this. So if you tend to message a particular person, since I'm a host, I can able to message everyone individually. Each and every individual person I can able to manage, send an email, send a message. But if you are going to send a message to everyone, so you are only allowed to send a message to ensure that you can send a message to everyone, or otherwise, you can send a message to me, or otherwise everyone. You only have two options. You can send a message to the lecturer, particular respective lecturer, or everyone within the meeting. There are only two options that you can have. I can have an option to message individual. So make sure that if you have any queries, you are sending to me personally, not only me. If you have any queries that need to be asked from your lecturers, you can send them individual chat, or you can, if the question that you want to ask that all students should be aware of that particular question, you can select that option, everyone in the meeting, and you can ask the question. publicly. There will be no issues. And another important thing, so you should arrive before the 5 minutes before each and every session, especially the English session and whatever the session is going to get conducted, and the future as well. You have to be join the lectures before 5 minutes, even though the lecture has been going to start the session on time. Make sure that you are already joined with a stable connection. So don't tell always that you have a less connection, less coverage and stuff, less bandwidth and stuff. Make sure that you have the stable connection always. And sometimes the lecture will make time to join, and as well as to make you in. So it's make some arrangements to do the lectures and stuff. So wait until you have to be patient for some time, especially for the English sessions and stuff. You have to be patient, even though you are getting a message as waiting for the host. You have to be patient for some time. And changing the name to something inappropriate, unacceptable behavior, and lecturer host may refrain from the admitting such student to the class. That's too much important. For an example, if you are mentioning a name as XXX, likewise, or an Mr. X or something like that, I'm not going to allow you to the classroom, which means even each and every lectures are not allowing you to the classroom, because they should aware, they already know the names within the particular department. So if you are using a different name rather than the index number and the first name and the last name, you are not allowed to join the particular classroom. So make sure that you are using an appropriate name, understandable and identifiable name by each and every department person. And with addition to the class, please make sure that keep your microphone muted during the entire session, even though if you have any queries to be asked from the lecturers, you are willing to ask. Otherwise, to avoid unnecessary disturbance, make sure that your microphone muted during the entire session. If you unmute your microphone frequently and make some disturbances, as I have already mentioned, you will be removed from the particular meeting or put in the waiting room. So you will lose that entire session. Okay. And if you are keeping your video feeds open, please make sure that you are properly groomed. Groom means the properly dressed, properly groomed and dressed for the class. So make sure that if you mistakenly switch on, or if you are joining to the sessions while you are in the bed, make sure that you are with a properly groomed and as well as properly dressing. If you are not, you are again, will be removed from the meeting. So, and there you have to face multiple consequences as well if you are not adhere to the guidelines that was mentioned by the faculty. And posture before the camera must be conducive to active learning and participation. Then that's what I have mentioned. Make sure that you are in a proper manner, you are sitting in a proper manner. The student's full face must be visible in the camera frame. So if a particular lecturer asks you to switch on your video and show your appearance, so you should be aware of that one as well. So the Zoom sessions will be considered as a virtual classroom, as I already mentioned. So this will be considered as a virtual classroom. Therefore, students need to adhere to all the rules and ethics of the traditional classroom. So whatever the rules that you are going to follow within the physical classroom, the same rules that you have to follow within the, since there's only differences, you are joining to the session individually rather than make it into the joining to the session group. You are joining to the session individually. So if you are joining to the session in a group, for an example, if you are coming to the lectures in a physical manner, there will be no issues if you make some such disturbance in limited manner. But in case this is each and everyone's responsibility to make sure that you have joined in a proper manner and adhere to the guidelines. And during the session, if your student need to raise a concern, which means if you have queries or questions to ask, they can use the either raise hand option that has been facilitated under the reaction. So you can click on the raise hand option. So I will be get notified, or the particular lectures will be notified, or option or the public chat. Public chat means everyone in the meeting. If you want to facilitate the question and everyone should be aware of that question, you can chat it in everywhere within the meeting. Otherwise, you can you have an option to message only the chat. The message only the host. And if student is given the chance to express ideas by the lecturers or the host, he or she needs to keep it short and simple. And at the same time, you have to make sure that you have to unmute your microphone if a particular question has been asked by the lecturer. And as well as students always need to keep their microphone muted unless they are given chance to express their ideas, raise concern, or ask a question. That's what we have already discussed. As expected of any class interaction, participants are treat each other with a courtesy and respect, offensive or inappropriate language or gestures. So that's what I have mentioned. If you switch on your video and make some songs, so make some songs or make some interruption to interrupt the entire lectures, you will be put in a waiting room or you will lose the chance to attend the lectures. Used in any form of communication, student with disruptive or unethical behaviors will be removed from the class and will be kept at the waiting room. So make sure that you will be not get caught in either of any of the code of conduct and facilitated with each and every Zoom sessions properly. So that's all for the Zoom. You should be aware of the microphone, you should be aware of the video, and as well as the participants, which means you should be aware of how many participants are there. At the same time, how to rename yourself, especially rename yourself. You are not allowed to rename the others. That's another important thing. If you are, we can do that from our side, from the host side, but you are not allowed to change the name of others. So make sure that your name has been properly spelled, and as well as along with the index number, first name and the last name. And chat option, as I already mentioned, you have two options. You can either chat to the send a direct chat to the host, or you are sending a chat to the every audience. And as well as there are some pulse options, which means we can select an option, so we will be getting notified that one later. And the share option also there. Once you click on this share option, you will be you can see multiple screens, so you can select whatever the preferred screen that you want. And at the same time, reactions. If you want to make a question or raise a question, you can click on this raise hand option to ask a question. Yeah, that's all for the Zoom, and you are feel free to ask any question if you have. So this is my official email address. So if you have any queries, you are feel free to ask.